everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Or if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Shermi. Today we are doing a video that is part of a two-part collab with Peony Charm or B and Genova Sims, who are some of my best simmer friends in this community, and this is the second part of the collab. So if you haven't watched the first one, if you missed it, I will put a link to the video on the screen as well as in the description box, along with B and G's parts of the collab as well. But just in case you're new or you need a refresher, B, G, and I, we came together to create the three sages, or rather reimagine them into Sims. There are a robot for the Sage of Practical Magic, a fairy for the Sage of Untamed Magic, and a demon for the Sage of Mischief Magic, which is mine. So I created a character called Antaura Naberius, who is a red demon, and you can learn more about her and the rest of the sages that we created in the cast portion of this collab. But today we'll be working on their rooms that you can find in the basement of the Magic Realm building that I have actually built from scratch for this collab because I just cannot stand how sad the original Magic Realm build was. When B came to us with the idea to do like a two-parter, not just the cast but also the rooms of the sages, I was really very inspired to make it good, and I proposed to them that I wouldn't mind just building a entirely new Magic Realm just for the sake of this collab, because the Magic Realm really just needed a new build, to be honest. I already have one on my channel, but I kind of felt bad, plus there's no room if I just like offered to use my existing Magic Realm build. And also I kind of wanted to update that one because that one's pretty old and I've gotten a lot better at building since then. So you've seen a little bit of a sneak peek of the build at the start of this video. I won't be showing you too much of the entire build, but I wanted to give you a sense that these rooms that the sages are in are situated in the basement and they're all connected to each other, and in my mind it's only accessible to the sages and only the sages alone. It's like their private quarters and also the place where they place like the most sacred artifacts and things that are dangerous and they wouldn't want anyone else really like getting their hands on it, that kind of stuff. So that's where they keep this. So it's a really big portion of the underground basement area of this Magic Realm area. Antaura got the room that is very close to the dungeon, which I thought was very interesting, and you can see that I went for a very like kind of like hellish kind of theme, like an underworldly vibe to it. It is very dark and it has a lot of like stone dungeon-like textures to it, but there's also like a lot of lavish furniture, and there's even like a whole pool in the middle of this very big room. So yeah, it's very lavish but also very hellish, which is really the vibe that I was really hoping that I would be able to bring forth with this build. The hellish part comes from Antaura's demon nature, of course, but the lavish part I imagine comes from Antaura's own personality. So I think the room actually speaks for itself very much. It basically just has this entire like bedroom area section off with the spandrels and the columns, and then it connects into the bathroom, which is technically not walled off by walls. This entire room is kind of like a hexagonal shape. I didn't end up putting any walls in the room. I just went with lots of dividers to divide up the space and make rooms with it, because I imagine like this is just like Antaura's space and she doesn't really need lots of privacy in that sense, because if you're a visitor to this room, you know what you're in for, you know what I mean? If not, I don't think Antaura just allows anyone to come into this place, if Antaura allows anyone in at all. And yeah, so you will find a bathroom, a bedroom, a little study corner, lots of bookshelves, because Antaura is still a sage. She has to work, she has to keep track of things. I kept one table for like her work stuff and one table for like her makeup stuff, because I imagine that she will probably really enjoy dolling herself up and does have lots of beauty items at her disposal. If you watched part 1 of the video, you will understand what sort of character Antaura is and why she's so into dolling up and making herself look good. So I just really wanted to make sure that that's there. There wasn't really a discussion on the lore for these three sages and why they are all like different kind of like species slash races. But if I were to put my own spin on the lore, I kind of actually made Antaura thinking that she might be from a long line of demons that are all quite talented in magic, and also maybe all demons know a little bit of magic. They do hail from a different world, like a more underworldly, like kind of hellish underworld kind of world. That's why, you know, the interiors look like this, because it kind of just reminds them of home. It's more comfortable this way for them. So I thought that Antaura comes from a long line of demons that stand a chance of becoming a Sage of Mischief Magic in the magic realm in this Sims world. Sim slash human slash spellcaster world. I'm not very sure what world, but basically this world where she is in right now, because I imagine that demons are not unknown, but they are not very common in this world. And I was thinking that it might be kind of like a post that a demon must fill for like political reasons. Like there's an agreement between the spellcasters of this world and the demons from the demon world, saying that there must always be like a demon in a seat in the three sages, and that's why Antaura has this role. I imagine it's more of like a duty kind of thing, like she has to be here. I also imagine that as much as Antaura is mischievous and a little bit too much for the normal sim to handle, I imagine Antaura might be one of the more dutiful, virtuous sims or like beings in the demon world, and therefore she was the chosen one to be seated in this role, or like to be put into this role in a sense. So I think she makes the most of it. I think her predecessors, who were also Sages of Mischief Magic back in the day, owned this room as well, and slowly but surely they saw to it that this room reminded them of home a little bit, because, you know, if you're not from this world, I imagine you do get a little bit homesick. So I imagine the interior really just is reminiscent of the demon world, but Antaura herself has actually put in her own touches, like all of the very luxurious stuff that she owns, the things, the entire bedroom area, the fixtures in the bathroom that you will see at the end of this video. All of that are actually things that Antaura wanted. She basically made this room a lot richer than when she found it. She might have actually also installed the pool herself, because she wanted a pool. She wanted to have that sort of element in her room, and she saw that it was just like probably a dead space in the middle, and she was not about that life. So she added a pool in. I really like the pool. It is like red and it has lotuses inside. You can swim inside. That pool is big enough for swimming, and in my head I would like to say that it's big enough for bathing, but obviously in The Sims you can't really bathe in a pool, can you? Not really. So yeah, it's a great huge use of space. It just literally takes up like half the room, but I love it. It's such a beautiful touch to this room, to be honest. It just makes this entire room fit for royalty, and I love it. Other than that, you will see weapons on the wall and above the fireplace, and I like to imagine that Antaura is also physically trained in combat. Like, she's not only good at magic, but she's also good if she were to find herself without magic one day for some reason, like her magic gets sealed off or whatever. She's good physically as well. So she has swords on the wall above the fireplace, always at the ready for whenever she needs to, you know, use them. I imagine she keeps like a little pocket knife or like a little dagger by her side as well. I just imagine that she's that kind of person. And that's about all the time that I have for this build actually. I hope you guys enjoyed these screenshots at the end. I know this is kind of abrupt and I talked a lot, but none of it was really about like any specific items in this build. But I hope that the core itself in the room gives you enough hints on what kind of sim Antaura is. Before I end off, I would like to say thank you again to B for inviting both G and me to be a part of this collab. It was such an amazing idea, and it's all B, by the way, so definitely go and check out my friends Peony Chum and Genova Sims if you have not already. I will be linking their videos down in the description box as well as in the comments, so definitely go check out their videos as well. And last but not least, if you're interested in this build, I will have the entire build up on the gallery. The entire Magic Realm, not just this room, but the entire Magic Realm will be available on the gallery, complete with all 3 of our rooms together. You can download it from either one of our galleries actually, so definitely just go search for Chermibear on the gallery to find the build, and you can download it and enjoy it in your game as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely remember to go check out my friends' videos as well. I hope you enjoyed this entire collab. It was very fun to do. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate you very much. Take care. Bye!